Debra Ann Mumm, host of the Be Real podcast, and I am really excited to be here today with the lovely and talented Cindy Burreson. And welcome to Be Real.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and for saying that's very nice of you to say.
Well, it's always about the truth on this show. So lovely and talented. So the first thing, for people who don't know you, we want to get a little bit of kind of like where you are now, and then we'll back up and do a Reader's Digest version of how you kind of ended up there.
All right. First and foremost, I'm a mom.
Oh.
Second and foremost, wife. But I'm also the CEO of the Children's Discovery Museum of the Desert.
Isn't that cool?
It is very cool.
It's such a great job.
It is a very perfect job for me.
Perfect. Well, one of the perfect jobs that you do in this world, because I know you have other. Besides being a mom, you have other roles in the community, and you're a real leader out there for people. So,
thanks.
How'd you get there? What led you to be Children's Museum? I mean, in school, you didn't have that as a dream. I'm guessing I'm going to be the director of a museum.
No, but I think it's the culmination of everything I did dream of. I wanted to be a mom, I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to have my own business. And so this is all of those things. I'm the mom of all the littles that come in every day. I teach and help put together curriculum for the different programming that we have. And it is like my own business, running it from the inside out and learning about it from the inside out. I arrived at it because just happenstance with the pandemic and the museum having closed. And it was in the papers it was going to close indefinitely. And I happened to come on the board at that time. I always wanted to be on the board, but there was never an opportunity, or I didn't have space in my busy schedule. So I came on the board, and that was right at the time. It was September 2020. The museum had been shut down. Wow. The team had been let go, and it was legit closed. And they were looking for somebody to kind of come in and flush toilets and pay the bills and kind of figure out what next steps were. And me being me and, my brain being what it is, I was working from home anyway at my previous job. And I was like, I can flush toilets like nobody's business.
I got this.
And I can figure this out. And so I just got to figuring it out, and here I am now, 5 years later.
Has it been 5 years?
Almost 5 years.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That was, COVID has come up here on the show. It was such a weird time, and a lot of things changed. But so before that,
before
the
see.
museum. Do you remember your life before the museum? And I just want to interject here that I have never heard anyone that runs a nonprofit say it's like their business.
Yeah, you have to run it.
So funny.
Well,
because there's so much external direction when it comes to nonprofits that very few executive directors feel like it's their business.
I think you're right. But I think that a lot of nonprofits don't run their nonprofit like a business. And I think maybe more should. I think there should be more of that operational sense, and maybe more of the community sense and business sense and financial literacy and whatnot. And maybe that would be more helpful, I suppose. But that's the background I came with. And I was like, well, I'm just going to run it with what I know and what background I have.
It's a business for sure.
Is business, yeah.
It is a business for sure.
It is for sure. And so before that, my life before the museum was hospitality for the most part. I was in hotels and restaurants here in the Valley and outside of the Valley, but worked for big companies. And before that, did sales and did events, and kind of I can take a space and envision something amazing. And that's what the museum really needed. It was a space that needed a visionary to come in and be like, oh, I could take this blank room and put a pink bunny in the middle of it. And
for sure. It was a little tired.
Yeah, it was a lot tired. But not anymore.
That's cool. And before that?
And before that, when I was a wee one, no, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, you just...
Well, I moved here in 2005.
Okay.
So
That's
I'm
20 years.
Yeah. So I'm an implanted
So you're
desert
you're
rat.
pretty a native.
I consider myself a native. But I grew up in Southern California. I'm a total California girl. My family is in Michigan now. They left me here in California, but I remind them, you left California. We are California girls.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, I don't do snow. Well,
Well,
we've done snow.
just by accident.
By
and
amazing.
A miracle from the universe for sure.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful day. Anybody
was.
that hasn't enjoyed snowfall while it's coming down fresh, especially around here because we do live in a desert. So we experienced this in Joshua Tree, which made it even more magical and spectacular.
It was.
So I happen to know a few other things about you, in that you just had you've crossed a couple of things off of your bucket list this year, and you have come out with some new stuff that you've been working on about boys. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I'm a mom of 2 boys, and in raising them, they're 13 and 15. I've noticed that the world isn't really equipped for boys the way it is for girls, in as much as mental health and support. We always hear, you go girl, and all, queen, yes, queen, and all those things, but boys don't get that same kind of support. And one day it just kind of hit me and I started crying. I was really emotional about it. And I think I told you and my husband first, like, this is my calling. I have to do something about this. And I have the perfect vehicle working at a children's museum to start small when they're small and try to hopefully build programming to support this and support interactions with dads and boys and other male caregivers and boys, and give them support that they need and some of the mental health, self-regulating, mindfulness kind of tools that they are lacking currently. And so, yeah, that's kind of been my side hustle and my calling a little bit, that I'm excited about.
And then
I did a TED Talk about that, and it's called Who's Taking Care of the Boys? My hope is I'm writing a book about it. I want to build a platform for this whole kind of what I think is a movement, getting out there and making people aware of it, putting together workshops, again, starting at the museum and seeing. I know that the need is out there.
For sure.
And so starting there with what I have and hopefully making an impact for my kids and other boys.
Beyond the 4 walls. I mean, that's kind of why we're sitting here today, is because I was in that 4-wall situation for a long time. And you can see when you're working, it's making such a difference in people's lives. I mean, you just spark something, and that's what gets me excited, right? When you can see those aha moments and the inspiration for people. We worked with all ages at the Create Center, but it's magical for kids and as well as adults going out into the world. Like, people have to come to you to get that, right? Like, then I go out into the world and the lady at the bank is like, yeah, I watch Real Housewives and then I make dinner and
they get
stuck.
It's
good. Life is good. But they don't know that they're stuck.
They don't.
They're playing the role, right? And I mean, I feel like even what I was doing before was a little bit of that, because it's just what I knew how to do. So it's also easy to contain yourself and play small in those 4 walls, because the big wide world can be scary for people.
It's true.
So one of the things that we were talking about before we started recording was, like, how do you do it anyway when you're feeling scared for something? And then how do you know that it's the right thing? Like, I know you're dialed in, you get some yoga down. Like, how do you spend time with yourself to, like, remember who you are?
Well, I think that I'm at a point where I'm just unapologetically like, take it or leave it. So do
you think that comes with age a little bit? Like,
I mean, I'm not aged yet. I'm still kind of young. No, I'm just kidding. I think it comes with experience, but I think it comes with self-awareness and maybe separating self-awareness from the rest of the world that can be scary and can be judgy, and realizing like, I really don't care. I'm going to do this because this is what's going to make a difference or make me happy or make me feel fulfilled, hopefully be impactful for others or the community around me. And if somebody doesn't like it, if I'm not doing anything bad or wrong, then let's give it a whirl.
Right.
You know?
I feel like you're super purpose driven, and like it's easy to get hung up on like the award, right? And not forget about the why you're doing that. And then it's a distraction because we don't feel like we're enough. We're going to get that, whatever, that next thing. You just got a next thing too. You graduated.
I did. I graduated. I know.
This has been like last year.
This is my
like
year.
The Cindy year. No, your years are coming, sister.
Oh, I hope so.
No, I mean, there's, I don't have to tell you there's a bigger picture for you because you're one of those that's ready to step in. And, it's so hard for so many people to even have a vision or a dream. Like, what do you do to get in touch with that? Or how do you know?
I think, like, for me, I bought this book years ago, and it was literally called Bucket List. And it was written by this guy who his friend had passed away. And it was sort of that aha moment for him that life is short and life is unpredictable. So I'm going to start identifying my bucket list items and doing them. And this book is really cool because it talks you through, you list all of your things. And then when you do, you go through page by page. And it's like, why aren't you doing that? What's in your way? What's stopping you? What are you going to accomplish? How are you going to feel? How are you going to celebrate? Or what is going to be the outcome of you doing this? And so, like, kind of weigh that. Why am I not doing this as opposed to this is going to be super rad or whatever?
Right.
And so I think identifying things and I'm identifying all the time. If I check something off my bucket list, I'm like, oh, well, I got to put something else on it now. Yeah. And I have tons of things on my bucket list, big and small, and I'll get them all done. But there's always going to be more because I'm always changing. The world's always changing, and I think that's the thing, is identifying what those are so that when an opportunity could transition into something that crosses that, checks that box.
Like just putting it into your field of vision. This is why vision boards work, because then you're like, oh, you're reminded. Your brain needs those prompts like, yeah, this is something that I'd really like to do.
For sure. Journaling too. Writing it down every single day. I literally, before I got this job, I wrote down that I would have my own business. And I wrote it every single day. I had this one particular journal where you'd write the top 10 things you wanted, and I wrote it every day. And several of those items on that list came to be. But it's because when you are aware of it, you're constantly in that field. Like if I want to do something and I throw it out into the universe, I really believe that it's going to come one way or another, but I have to be open to recognizing the opportunities and possibilities. And even though it may not be like, oh, you want to skydive? Here's a plane, jump out. It might be, oh, I meet this pilot and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
it might
I think
be
that's
like
the interesting part. It's never how you think, right? So like getting wrapped up in like how all those steps and like that's sort of controlling, right? Which is kind of a myth, control.
Yeah.
Well, I like it, but I don't feel like it's real, right? And this is, we're talking about being real here. But just if you have that end thing in mind, you're aware of the little nuances that come along.
But I think you're also, when the opportunity arises, I don't think you have as much self-doubt as people that haven't identified what they want to do. If I know I want to do this, when the opportunity arises, I'm going to be like, yep, that's something I'm going to do. I'm already of that mindset instead of somebody that's like, I'm not sure if that's for me. I know it's for me. This is my opportunity. Let's go.
Right. So I think in the coaching arena, like clarity is the first step, or else you're just kind of doing the things. I talked about like with Katie, my friend Joe was like, I don't even know what I like anymore. I listen to my kids music in the car. I watch what my boyfriend likes to watch on TV. Like how, what happens to you, right? You are the main character in your life, right? And without having an idea to shape where you want to go, life will shape you, and then you'll never have any of the things on your list. So journaling, big deal.
Big deal.
I think that's the first thing in the remember chapter is journal. I don't if you do it at night. My only thing, I do it in the morning. I don't know about you.
I do morning.
Yeah, I think it's good to brain dump and sort of plan for the day, get over anything that you might be dealing with, and then get a little plan for the day and pep yourself up. But if you do it at night, I always add be sure to end with gratitude, because you don't want to just be complaining to yourself and then go to sleep.
No, for sure. I do my to-do list for the next day at night to get it out of my head. And I have a must-do and a may-do list. And so the things that are time-sensitive are on my must-do list. The things that I need to get done at some point in the fairly near future are on my may-do list. And then I kind of move them over as I cross things off. But then I find that journaling in the morning, I'm fresh, I'm clear, I haven't had any opinions of where the day is going to take me. I'm just kind of like a clean slate. It's a brand new day. What are we going to do today? And just starting to journal. I'm too tired at night.
Right.
I can't think I can't. At night.
I can't either. You know what I end up doing at night is more the graphic design or artsy things at night. All the words and stuff have to come in the morning. And I am not that. I don't wake up I journal to wake up into the day a little bit. And
I wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I can see that. I mean, not that we've woken up together, but I can picture you waking up just ready for the day.
I don't have time to dawdle. First of all, I need coffee.
Right. I get wrapped up in, it's a heavy transition from unconscious to conscious for me. So I wake up, I let the chickens out when the sun comes up because
they need that.
They let me know. And usually I go back to sleep, and that's when I really do this crazy heavy dreaming.
Yeah, you do.
And then it's oh, what just happened? Sort of digesting over coffee and journaling and all the things.
But that's why everybody's different. Everybody's techniques are different. The basic techniques, I think, like journaling or meditating or whatever, are the same fundamentally, but the way that you interpret it and the way that you embrace it and experience it in your own life can be different.
How it helps you process, right?
Exactly.
So how do you know if the things that are driving you are the truth? How do you know that it's how do you connect to that? Not where you're not making decisions from just in your head, and that it's really your mind is just part of the decision. Tap into your heart and how do you know it's the real thing?
Well, I think that comes with age also, and experience, knowing, trusting your gut, but also
people lose trust with themselves,
yeah,
and that's one of the
trust.
Big problems, why you don't dare to dream, because you've lost that trust. But I think it's those little steps back towards yourself where you are telling the truth and listening. For me, I need quiet to sort of tap in.
I can do it in chaos too. My brain is constantly going all the time. I'm a notebook girl. I have a million ideas written in a million notebooks.
I've seen your office.
Yeah, it's don't judge. But I think what happens is, when you're a kid, you can dream that you can do anything. You literally think you can fly. You literally think you're going to grow up and be a whatever, fill in the blank. And I think as we grow up, we lose that innocence and that trust in ourselves. And so for me, I feel like I still believe, I still hear my mom's little voice saying, you could do anything. Aww. And I'm like, you're damn right I can. Are we allowed to say bad words?
Yeah, this is whatever. Anything goes here.
All right. So, you're damn right
I can. As damn right.
Yeah,
no, it's, as long as you're okay with it, I'm okay with it, right?
But I think, I think we lose that as we get older. I don't know, can I do that? And then all the other voices of people and things get to you. So I think for me, I just I try to make sensible decisions or things that I think are sensible, but I really listen to my heart, and I feel like I'm wise enough and I can trust myself enough to know the difference between like, this is a cockamamie decision, or this is something that, this has merit, or this might be dreamy, but I can do it,
Yeah, like when it seems crazy, but it feels like the right thing, when you just know that it's the right thing. Yeah. Like I feel like being here, there's only so much the book can do. That was nice to hear you say that, like, a book made a difference for you, because that's really the goal here, is to just love on everyone so they can love on themselves, right? So, I know you'd like do yoga.
I do yoga and sound baths and
like the self-care.
I do because I have to pour into myself before I can pour into others, as cliche as it sounds.
Does everyone hear that?
I know I'm a better mom. I know I'm a better wife. I know I'm a better CEO. I know I'm a better friend, everything, if I'm taking care of me. And I want to be around for my kids. I'm an older mom. I have faced that knowledge, but I want to be around to see them get married and have kids and be a grandma and see them be successful. And the only way I can do that is to take care of myself, both my physical self and my mental, health as well. And all of that helps me stay grounded, helps me stay healthy and happy.
I know for you that it's like you get, like, I love your yoga people and that you get real connection there, but I've seen people who just kind of use it as a checklist, and when you go to something that's supposed to be relaxing and you're ruminating on all the shit that happened that day, like you're not really exercising all of the benefits that are available to you, and
I can block it out. I'm really good at maybe I'm an airhead.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I can seriously just go and
compartmentalize much.
I can just clear the brain for the amount of time I need to focus on yoga and focus on what I'm doing and focus when I'm doing the sound bath.
Has it always been like that for you?
No. Again, it comes with age.
Well, I think so let's not talk about it like age, like
practice.
It's practice, because you are what you focus on, right? Or your life becomes what you focus on. And if you don't focus, it becomes on whatever stuff. I mean, I'm unlike you. I did not have plans to have children and all of that stuff. It's just, okay, this seems like what else am I going to do? And it's been the best thing. I mean, I love them so much, and I don't know what my life would be like without being a mom. It's really given me a lot of experience, but it wasn't on my list. It's just like how culturally it played out. I mean, I was living with the guy and he asked enough times to where it's like, okay, yeah, all right, fine. Yeah, then things just progress, and it was never really my dream. And I ended up in a job where it was entertaining enough to me, right? And it was flexible enough where I could be the scout mom and the soccer mom and the whatever, all the things. But
that happens. Sometimes it's not your choice. I mean, sometimes things happen that shape who you are, and you have experiences that maybe you didn't have on your list, but they worked out to be the best thing for you.
I didn't even have a list, right? Which is the problem, which is what we're talking about here. Like, if you want to get to those things that, what gives you the most energy and what lights you up inside, you have to first acknowledge that.
Yes.
Like, what is fun? I've had a coach for 10 years, and I'm just now getting to fun and what that is for me, because I was judgmental about it. Oh, you like staying home and reading books,
That's fine.
That's fun for me.
Yeah, that's
right. There was something that was sort of judging myself about that, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think most people do that.
Because you said you were boring, and then you took it back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm boring. I think I'm not boring. I'm not boring. No. I have a super fun life. I do fun things. Maybe I'm not adventurous. I would not skydive. That is not on my list, to be clear.
So given the opportunity
to do
the skydive?
No.
Hell no.
You could not pay me to skydive. No way.
No way?
No way. No way. But other things,
So that wouldn't be a good birthday gift for you.
no, take it back. No, it would not.
Interesting.
That's not my idea of fun.
So, are you comfortable sharing any of the big dreams on your list?
Well, a lot of it has to do with travel because I love traveling. I love culture. I love seeing, I love architecture and art history are my two favorite things. And
chills.
I feel like that really shapes who you are. I love to go to places that are sort of hidden gems and really being engaged with the kids and the families and seeing how they live and maybe how they struggle and realizing like how fortunate we are here and then how can we help others? How can we help those people and make them part of our world and our family? I just really love travel. I think it's something that everybody really needs to have in their experience repertoire. I have 3 books in the works. That's on my list.
Only
Yes,
3?
Only 3 currently. What else do I have? Like things that are kind of goofy, but I want to do them. Like I'd love to learn how to play guitar. I'd love to learn how to play piano.
Had a guitar for 20 years.
And do you know how to play it?
I can do a couple chords, but no, it takes time.
Yeah.
Right, back to the bucket
Back
list,
to
or to the value of having a dream and knowing what you want to do.
It's important.
It's important, and for my book, the Authentic Reset, it's remember who you are, envision, because you're not going anywhere that you want to go if you don't have a vision for it, and then seek the truth, because there's a lot of things that we tell ourselves that are not true that hold us back from those first 2 things. And then also once you start,
Keep going.
things change, right? Like
Yeah.
the people in your life change a lot of times. Like that's like for me right now, I'm on just I used to see hundreds of people a week, and now it's like, it's so good to see you guys here at the studio. The people who are supportive of you also change when your dreams are too much for them, or
if they're not dreamers.
or when you're leveling up, like it's more than people think, right? And that's part of probably what makes it not easy, is because our external circumstances change so much.
I think people get attached to people and things that may not work for where you're wanting to go. Maybe
I know, I totally understand.
Yeah, and I think there comes a point where you have to let go of the things that aren't going to facilitate where you are destined to be.
Because we're scared of getting what we really want, or we don't feel like we're deserving of
I think a lot of people
really
do
want.
feel that way. And again, I keep saying a lot of people because I have reached a point where I don't feel that way. And I wasn't this way for a very long time. But I think at a certain point in my life, and you know what the certain point was in my life that was a changing point for me, I was like, you know what? F this. This is my life. These are my rules, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be whatever I want to be. I'm a yes girl. You know that. So I have done Singing with the Stars, Dancing with the Stars, the TED Talk, all the things, because why not? Why not try things? Why not do things that are going to give me joy, serve a bigger purpose, whether it's philanthropic or just being goofy or whatever. But why not take chances? I mean, you only live one time. What was I doing on that Thursday night if I wasn't up singing, doing that singing thing? Why not take chances and have fun and put yourself out there?
It's so funny because I signed up for this improv class, and because I couldn't find any excuses not to.
That's
right?
great.
It's like, well, this is a little bit intimidating, improv,
Great,
right?
which is great.
It's going to challenge me. I know this. Yeah, I was like, I'm busy. Like how
But
busy.
the skills that it gives you too, the real life skills.
Well, and just, when you're that vulnerable with a group of people, I have a whole new family now.
That's awesome.
And it's kind of neat, but it's like that hesitation where it's so easy to make an excuse or to say, I'm like busy doing my life. I got to go to the grocery store or whatever, and not show up for the things that we really want because it gives us that, oh, this is a lot.
Yep. A lot is good. I think a lot is great. A lot keeps us alive.
Yeah. It does. And like, how do you know when you're living your life or you're just going through the motions of playing a role? Like, how do you know the difference?
I think, again, it's just something that comes internally. I think if you're playing a role, you're doing things that clearly are outside of your, like jumping out of a plane. That is not my role. That's not my role. It's not my jam. Now, maybe I don't even like flying. I was going to say flying a plane. No, but I think
You'd be in control.
yeah, I could fly it on the ground, like maybe a simulator. That's it. That's it for me.
Those are hard.
Yeah. But I think that it's just that internal sort of truth that you know in your heart if you're playing a role. It's kind of like they always say, like the people that want to be on a board or want to be involved because they want to just check the box. Like I
Right.
did this, I did that. I don't do that. If I'm on a board, if I'm involved in something, it's because it serves, either I serve that organization or I serve a purpose for whatever that is, or vice versa. I'm not one, like, I don't really care if I have 500 awards, 500 plaques, 500. She's done all these things.
Yeah.
If I know I've done things that made me really happy, sparked joy inside of me, and made a difference in the world, then that's why I do things.
Right. So it's
Being authentic,
I
I
think,
think.
like it's about being authentic because we know there's power in that. And when you're not giving your power away, that's real, right? When it's giving you energy rather than taking energy. Well, and you know, some of these things take energy, but it also, if it's feeding your soul, then it's replenished, right? And not drained out.
But I think people also feel if you're not being authentic, they know too, you know, and so I feel like then again, it's like sort of reciprocal. You're going to feel like, oh,
I don't know if they know or not. I mean, you know, you get so good at just smiling through things sometimes that like people don't know. We're really good at holding up the mask. I feel like you don't know what people are going through. I know life is not easy right now, especially with everything that's going on there's a lot of turmoil out there and it's easy to feed into it. Like I don't have a TV, so that makes it a little easier for me, but there's a lot of reasons to be afraid. And how do you have love in a world that is so fearful, right? To show up with love, I think is the thing.
I think that you can only concentrate on your world, your immediate world. As far as showing up with the love, I mean, my main focus is my family first. And so if I can control what goes on in our four walls, make sure that my kids have their values, that they know they're loved, they're supported. My husband knows that I love him, support him, and vice versa. That's what's within my control. Everything outside of the four walls, I mean, I can work on it a little bit at a time, maybe locally or, you know, within the business or within my group of friends or what have you. But outside of that, I can only control what I can control. And so in order to not be part of the crazy and part of the, I don't have those conversations. I mean,
the statistic is that 95% of what happens to us in life is out of our control. So,
well, that I'll
even
take
in your four walls, you don't know,
5%.
like, yeah.
But you can choose to, whether that's the case or
It's how
not,
you
whether
show up.
it's how you show up. And it's also like, you know me, that I don't welcome negativity in my life, you know? So if somebody is, you know, yammering on about whatever, it's like, how does that serve a purpose right now?
Yeah. And
not that I have my head in the sand and not that I don't have conversations and such.
That's one of those things, because I know you choose joy first. There's like that positive affirmation and stuff, but you can't like frost the shit pile and have it be okay, right? You can't just be joy, 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 joy. You have to actually get rid of the shit underneath in order to actually have the real thing, right? You can't just put frosting on something that's not good. So like the foundation that you've built is like, it takes work to excavate all of that stuff and to really replace it with joy rather than just try and shove joy on top of things.
Totally. And I think that, like in my own life, I haven't had like the Susie Sunshine life my entire life. And I have been a victim of different circumstances and whatnot. However, I am not a victim. And I think therein lies a huge part of where people don't find joy, is that they still live in that victim role. This happened to me, or I went through this, or, oh, this woe is me, da, da, da. And all of those things are awful. And I've been through some awful things as well. And it defines who I am and how I go out into the world and experience the world, and maybe how I change my world. But I also choose not to be a victim. Instead, I go out and try to help others that maybe have gone through similar circumstances, or to help others reach their potential and whatnot. So I think that, like saying, putting frosting on the pile and whatnot, my pile is in the past, and I have dealt with my said pile, but I never look back and be like, oh, because this happened to me, I'm so XYZ, or, you know what I mean?
No, like some people cling to that.
Yeah.
Like that terrible thing that
becomes their
happened.
identity.
Right.
I'm not down for that.
Well, and also it's about, one of the points that I'm always like hammering in is like, we have to start with ourselves, right? And that's why this podcast, if it can help somebody, like start with yourself and start that self-love and find ways to carve out time for the things that you love, time for yourself, take care of yourself because you're worth it.
Yep.
Because it's really easy to forget. I think for men and women for different reasons.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're so focused on how things look or the external thing. And then we're willing to just, be in excellent mediocrity, right? Because of that, those circumstances. So I think, how do you find the faith? That's the last thing, the trust
in
where you're going. How do you just trust that it's going to work out?
I mean, how could I not? I don't have a choice. I mean, I feel so confident in myself, and I feel confident that if I am going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn about it. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to jump in, all feed in, but I also have a great support system. I think that's a big difference as well. I really do. I have a great friend network, my family, my husband. I mean, I have a lot of cheerleaders around me who believe in me. And so when I say like, you know what, I think I can do da da da, they're like, yeah, you totally can. And I'm like, thanks. And then so I think that builds the trust. And I think my success rate is pretty good.
Right.
So
well, and it took some time to get there, right? To know.
For sure.
Like who to surround yourself with.
Totally. Yeah, totally. And briefly, I'll go to one of my like past things that you know about, but
it's okay. Everyone can know if you're okay with it.
Yeah, totally. I'm an open book. So you know the dirt, you can ask me anything, but the changing point in my life that I referred to earlier was as you know, was in a really bad relationship, abusive relationship for a long time. I was young. It was my senior year of high school, and then proceeded for like 5 years. And the turning point for me after all of that was that my best friend had put me in a beauty pageant at the worst time of my life, when I thought I was disgusting and ugly and fat and stupid and all the terrible things that you tell yourself when you're a young woman that's unconfident. I ended up, long story short, I ended up winning. And at the end of the and I was not the girl that was fake, like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I really was like, what? And at the end, one of the judges came up to me and said, do you know why you won? And I said, no, I have no idea. And she said, because you weren't trying to be a beauty queen. I won't cry. You were just being you. And I was like, wow. And honest to goodness, it gives me
you weren't playing the role,
30
you were
years.
Being authentic.
Yeah. To this day, that is what always runs in the back of my mind. Like, that's enough. I can just be unapologetically me, and that's freaking enough. And if it's not enough for you, you don't need to be in my circle. Because
you're so lucky to have learned that at
I know.
a younger age.
I
right?
know. I really, I feel so fortunate that I did, but it still took a lot of work to kind of accept that and to kind of grow with that, you know, and to kind of lead with that. But now I'm totally at a place where,
Well, and it took a very terrible situation also to know what you can overcome.
Yeah.
Sometimes those really awful things in life really deliver more to us than that we should be grateful for
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah, forgiveness is a big deal.
yep, it is. It is.
It's good for us.
Yes.
So any final remarks on being real?
I'm glad that you are real. I think you're the most real person and you are such a great conversationalist. This is totally perfect. You make people feel comfortable and you allow those around you to be real, be authentic. And so thank you for that.
Oh, that's really nice to hear.
That's true.
Lovely. Well, on that note, you're gonna make me cry now. We're just gonna have all the tears here.
Tissue.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So good. Thanks.